Hi there boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Random Geek channel. And we are back with my review of the Cell Ultimo 1.0 electronic e-bike. So if you're new to the channel, I'm the Random Geek, and what I do is I review the best budget tech out there, and I look at devices that you probably may not have heard of, or you didn't know that you actually needed. So we've already done like a introduction video, and I've actually pulled it out of the box, and I've shown you what's on the actual box and the reasons why I believe that this might be a very good buy if you're looking for a starter electronic bike, especially if you're in the market for a general commuter or an actual like road bike. So you're not going to be racing or training for the Tour of France in this one. It's not a professional road bike or anything. It's a nice little actual starter kit. So we're going to be moving on. So I've actually pulled the actual bike out already, and I'm going to go through exactly what you get inside the box. So I'm back again in my back room, well, one of my spare back rooms. It isn't in the middle of the night, so I've got extra lights in here. So if you're noticing multiple shadows in here, that's the reason why. I've also got a head LED light, just to make sure that when I'm talking about products, you should be able to see a bit better. And we're gonna quickly go through what you get here. So I'm gonna step around the corner here. So obviously you've got the bike itself. So in the previous video I did speak about that you do need to assemble this bike when you do buy it, and there are certain parts that you do assemble, mainly the front tire here, the handlebars, which is hanging off the side there, and the actual seat post. The great news is the seat post came attached already when I opened the box, so I'm going to bypass that actual step when I build it. So I probably won't show you the building process because yeah, that's going to be a very long video, but I will assemble the actual bike fully, and then I will speak about it when I do the full run through of the bike in the next video, and I'll mention anything that I had issues with, but at the moment it seems pretty simple. So good news is the actual bike stem is already attached, and also the seat. It is a rather wide saddle that you get there. It is a bit mushy, more for casual riders. I have a suspicion that that's going to be a problem riding a little bit while. This is going to shave from the inside of the legs. Good news, generic bike seat there. You can swap that out really easy, so no problems there. So I did notice that everything was attached with these Velcro straps. So it did say in the manual that most of it was going to be attached using zip ties. Good news is they used foam inserts and a nice bit of actual Velcro on it. So everything was very well secured on their bike, and it's a nice little touch. They did like a bit of effort. Everything else was surrounded by bits of cardboard. Good news is I can pull these apart, and you never know when you need a bit of actual Velcro around. So I've got 5 bits of extra Velcro if I ever need to pull this apart or pack it away. That's good news. It did come with a bungee cord as well. So if you're thinking about loading anything onto the back tray of the bike, that's a nice thing to have. So if you ever head to the shops or you wanted to haul something a bit larger and secure it, if you didn't have a cargo bag on the actual back, that's quite nice. It's nice that they've added that in. Obviously, if you're thinking about using a bike like this for Uber Eats delivery or whatever, you will need to buy an actual cargo bag to strap that onto. But if you have got like big bulky items, that's a nice little touch there. Next thing you've got is the AC adapter. So I thought that this was going to be a generic adapter, and hopefully I probably could get away with just using the actual charger for my e-bike or my scooter, but it's still pretty generic. Okay, I'm going to turn off my headlamp here, make it a bit easier, and hopefully the camera should be able to zoom in here. So good news is this is the standard. Oh, my extra light just fell off. I'll fix it up in a second, but the good news is the camera is focusing on here at the moment. So it's a standard lithium-ion battery charger. The output is actually 36 volts and 2 amps. So you're looking at 72 watts. So at a 374 watt-hour battery that's in there, it's optimal. It's going to take you 5 hours. Realistically, it's going to take you probably roughly about 6 hours to charge that battery. Charging curves aren't necessarily smooth, so leave that at the back of your mind. If you are going to use this to commute, it will take that long to charge. So good news is that battery is removable. So if you actually brought that around and you charge that at work, shouldn't be an actual problem. And this is rated for 50 kilometers range. Not too sure what that range is. Probably at the either the lower end of the power assist model modes, but 50 range, it's pretty good. It actually uses a standard figure 8 adapter there, so you can get these things really cheap, and I've got dozens of these around in my place. So if you ever lose this, not too important. But the thing is, this is quite hard to replace, and the reason why is the actual end is an actual 3-prong plug. So hopefully cameras can zoom there. It's a 3-prong plug. You used to see this in older electric skateboards when they first started out. Most like electric skateboards have moved on to either the simple barrel plugs or a proprietary plug. This is just 3-prong plug, so it's decent. Okay, so you got included tools. So as stated on the box, you've got your 6 hex wrench, Allen key here, and a standard wrench. So technically you should be able to mount the bits that you need to just for these tools. The box did recommend that you did use a torque wrench instead, which I will be using. I did find it in my actual garage, and so that's got to be good. Next thing is obviously your owner's manual. Had a brief read through it. It goes through your standard safety and safety disclaimers. Also goes a bit through the actual battery and a assembly of the bike. Pretty brief, but it seems like it's really easy build here. I'm not too concerned about it, but I will build the actual bike and then I'll have a chat about it in the next video, and I'll make little notes to see if I have any issues putting it together. But yeah, it's pretty basic manual. It's not that thick, and it's not that many languages in it, especially with Audi. They've only really launched this in Australia at the moment, so most of it's written in English, and I think 1 or 2 other European languages. So good thing is I did read through that you do get a 2-year warranty, and that's manufacturer's warranties. That's pretty decent. Australia consumer law and manufacturing warranty, you only get about 12 months. So the fact that you've got double of that, that's fantastic. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, before I go on, is I'm going to turn this camera off for just a second, and I'm going to fix my lighting at the back because it seemed to have fallen off. I'll be right back.
12 seconds later.
Okay guys, I'm back. So hopefully that's fixed the lighting. We're going to continue from where we left off. Next thing we're going to go to is the pedals. So these seem to be your standard. I'm just going to turn off the camera. These similar to your standard flat pedals, really basic. Obviously you're not going to get anything fancy in an $800 e-bike. Even at the $1,500 range, you aren't gonna get anything too decent. It's just a flat, simple threaded screw in there. These are Tneco branded ones, pretty basic. Standard reflector, so these are just threaded on, quite easy. They're actually marked just left and right, so you can't get it wrong putting it on. So you got two in there. I'll put it off. It's been pre-lubed on there. It's not touching the ground, so it's all good. Next thing you got this little plastic cover thing. There was two of these, and these were on the wheels to protect the wheels. The other one's actually in the actual the bike box, so I've thrown it in there. It actually came off when I was pulling the bike out of the box, but yeah, so that's like a little protection here. So we got a standard 26-inch tire here, 36 spokes as normal, stainless steel. Each one of them, I actually ran my fingers through. They all seem to be threaded quite nicely. These are 50 millimeter hubs on here. Bike schroeder valve on there. So these, I'll show you the brand. So these are, what is it on the other side? Yeah, so these are Kenda actual tires. So these are Chinese-based tires. They mainly specialize in scooter and trailer vehicles. They started from China, but they're now based in the United States. I think Ohio it is. These are pretty much your starter wheels. So they're not the greatest brand, but they do contain, they do give you decent quality in terms of a starting wheel. So nothing too concerned there. So you got standard size. Let me see. Yep. So 26 by 1.75 inches, and I believe the PSI on there, so minimum of 35, maximum of 60 PSI on there, and that's roughly 2.4 to 4.1 bar. So you can decently pump that up with a hand pump pretty easy. So give these a go and see how they go. They're pretty much affordable price, above average performance. Obviously I'll be pumping this up closer to the maximum PSI to remove any rolling resistance that I will get. But later on, see how they go. I might switch this out for either Michelin's or Continentals later. Standard reflector there. So you can see the actual attachment on the wheel. If I put it up here, it's just a really basic bolt. So you've got a standard nut on there with a washer system. So that's gonna be super easy to actually put on. Okay, bike itself. So obviously wheel is gonna go on there. Plastic the mud guard on there, which was metal, but at this price point, not too much concern. In terms of the light here, handlebars hanging off there. You do get motor inhibitors, which was very, very interesting to find. Nice little touch there. Quick release on the cable here. Standard handlebar. It's an inward facing handlebar, so you aren't going to be slopping over that one. So you're sitting in an upright position. Installation should be really easy. So very, very easy there. So technically all I really need to do is throw on the pedals, the tire here, and pretty much and the handlebar, and we're pretty much set. Obviously the battery hasn't been charged. It's been probably sitting in the box for a while now. There is no charge in the battery, so I will have to charge that up. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to spend a bit of time putting this together. Shouldn't be too hard of an issue. And once we've got that set up, we'll do the full bike rundown I'll have a chat about the components in the bike itself. So a bit about the battery and what I think of it, and we'll move on from there. So it's a much shorter video than the last one. You don't get much in the box, but that's great. It means that putting this together is going to be a piece of cake. Yeah, so as long as you've like built it properly, and then make sure that all the components are attached together, the wheels are aligned properly with the stem, the saddle and the handlebars. You charge the battery and you should be all good. So you see, this is like a pretty good setup, I believe, but we'll go through that in much more detail. Anyway, I hope you guys like that. So I will be making more videos and updating this playlist quite frequently, whatever time I've actually got. I don't have a lot of time, but I will make time for you guys. And those guys who are looking at this bike or have bought this bike, and those that haven't yet, Audi will be bringing this back for sure. It's sold out like hotcakes in Australia, really fast, really quick, and the feedback has been very good in terms of what they for the price point and what you get with the bike. And obviously you get that satisfaction, you know, with that 2-year warranty, and obviously with the 60-day return no questions asked policy from Audi. So if things turn out, you know, they don't work out, I'm going to bring this back, throw it back in the box and drive that back, obviously in my other car and not the hatchbacks this time. So anyway, hope you enjoyed that. So as always, give us a like, give us a thumbs up, leave us a comment or a question if you have any questions. Most of those questions hopefully will be answered in my upcoming videos. As I said, more videos on this thing here. And smash that notification bell, because I do update my video, actually upload my videos pretty much every single couple of days. And so if there's a new video to watch, and my videos are a little bit longer than normal, but I do go into a lot more detail. Some people say that I rant a bit, but hopefully out there this helps someone make it a purchase decision, or if something's bad, I'll tell you definitely if it's a bad choice and to stay away. Anyway, smash that notification bell. Our little community is growing slowly but surely, and hopefully there's a lot more random geekers out there later on to follow us on our little journey. So thumbs up guys, cheers.